Hi, welcome to OMG Steamy Book. Today's book review is by Beverly Barton, and it's Dead by Morning. The book has a small romance aspect to it, but it's a thriller, more mystery kind of book. To start off with, this is really not the type of book that I usually read. I don't know what possessed me to pick it up, because anything that's a thriller or anything to do with psychological or physical torture, I don't read. But I did pick this book up and it was fantastic. I love Beverly Barton's books. I ended up starting to read a lot of her books. So let's start the book. The novel starts off with Melina. She goes to jail to interview a serial killer. His name is Jerome. Now, Jerome was a famous serial killer, and there is now a copycat serial killer out there on the loose, and she needs to tap in to why they're doing it, and she's hoping that she can get some clues and feedback from Jerome. What happens is every single time that she goes in to see Jerome in jail, he mentally tortures her. He gets off on psychological abuse. So each time she goes, she's weakened. Derek ends up going in with her, and he's part of the investigation, and what happens is he's her support, and they form a romantic love interest between the two of them. The romantic part of this novel is very small. It's more to do with the murder and everything else that's going on. I found this book extremely disturbing, especially the parts where she goes to the jail, and Jerome has this way where he finds out everything about her, and then he just breaks her down, and the weaker she gets, it's almost like he's having an orgasm. Like it's like, you know, sexual foreplay for him. That's what it is. And so she's been weakened, and he just completely gets off on it. At one point he was salivating, and it was like, oh gosh. But the book itself, it was just so good. And it's not my kind of thing, this thriller torture kind of thing. But I found the book to be really interesting, and she just really grabs you, and you don't want to, you know, put the book down, and then you want to read all the rest of her books. So on an OMG Steamy side, a very weak romance there, you know, maybe a 2.5 for romance. Sorry, I'm in my she shed, and it's boiling hot. It's one of the first warm days that we had, and I don't have the air conditioning in here. So I really don't need the fan for this, but for the actual novel itself, thinking about the novel, but it's hot in here. But back to what I was saying, but so on the steamy side, I would say maybe a 2.5, but for a novel, definitely a 4 out of 5, must read. I looked at some of the reviews on Goodreads, and some of them were really low, and I don't understand why, because I thoroughly enjoyed this novel. So give it a try and tell me what you think. Thank you. And don't forget to check out my blog, omgsteamybook.com. Thank you.